week for you and your organisation last week?
Yeah, grand final of the ANZ Young Farmer Contest, and what a blast it was.
So tell me a bit, what happened?
So, a lot of drama actually. If you think, we had 29 different events over 3 days. We had competitors ranging from 8 years old up to 30, different categories obviously, and a really great set of results, but a South Island clean sweep.
So let's go from the youngest, the
Yep.
Agri kids.
Yeah, so the Agri Kids, which is for primary school aged 8 to 13 year olds, were won by a team from Tai Tapu Primary in Canterbury, which is great to see for this region. And they really had a lot of excitement. We sort of increased the number of activities this year for them to do, including some observational type things as well as practical events. And then Teen Ag was won by a team from Southland Boys High School, and they really lifted the game this year. We had a mini young farmers final for them, so they had an exam to do, they had a speech to give, as well as all the practical modules, so that was really cool.
I'm intrigued by the little 8-year-olds. I mean, they
love it.
What a buzz for them to go away.
Absolutely. The really cool thing is that their race-off, so the final 7 contestants, or teams of contestants, Nathan Guy, the Minister for Primary Industries, had his children egging them on too. And in fact, some kids from their local school at Fordell Primary in the Horowhenua, they did very well and came third. So it was a good day in that regard.
Yeah. As you're getting older, so we've got the youngsters, then you've got your teens, and then it comes into the serious seniors.
Yeah, so you can enter district finals from the age of 16 upwards, but generally you need a few years of experience to get through because the standard's pretty high. We started off with 300 competitors in round figures, and we whittled them down at district level, the 23 districts we've got across the country, down into 7 regional finals, and then we have 56 competitors at that level, down to the final 7. And yeah, the standard this year was exceptional. Really great group of people. They're all confident, they're all all-rounders, they were physically strong, they were mentally fit. They were able to compete for 3 solid days, so endurance is pretty impressive. And then the final round, which was televised on TV1 on Saturday night, had the final quiz round end up in a dead heat. And the excitement in the room...
How often does that happen?
3 times in 47 years.
Really?
And because it's live on television, the process for that, we don't have time to do any further questions or anything. It's a callback to the practical day, and that was very close too. The eventual winner only won by 2 points.
So we're going to announce...
Yep, so that's Matthew Bell, who's a dairy farmer from Ashburton.
So Matthew Bell, we had a wee interview with him a few weeks ago. So really, really tight to get that cloak of knowledge.
Absolutely. Yeah, the difference between top to bottom in those 7, anyone could have won it on the day. And that's what you really want. You want to really see this level of competitiveness. And the guys really got on well together too. In fact, at certain times we're helping each other out. So it wasn't win at all costs, which is a really nice thing about young farmers. There's a real collegiality, and but they were working hard.
You're looking at 8-year-olds and then all the way through to 30. I mean, is this rebuilding the young farmers movement?
Yeah, absolutely. And our growth is going to come by actually engaging with schools and with children. And of course, at primary school, the real benefit you get too is you engage with parents. And if you can engage the whole community, then our industry is going to get a much better understanding. And the excitement you can get from these kids is really, really infectious. So we've got a strategy that by 2025, we want to have 20,000 school-age members and 10,000 young farmer age group members. That's pretty big growth for us. It won't happen organically. We've got to do a lot of work to get there. But showcases like the ANZ Young Farmer Contest is an ideal vehicle for us to really push our message. And
they don't have to be off a farm?
Oh, not at all. No, not at all. You just have to have an interest in the outdoors. It's just having some fun, particularly at the younger age group. It's an awareness of where your food comes from. So from a school perspective, dealing with teachers and things and giving them resources to help or projects to help with understanding our value chain of, something comes out of the ground, there are jobs around that market product or the engineering, all these things, but to make it really interesting for kids. And the big thing for us is pushing into urban, because a lot of kids these days don't know that milk comes from a cow. Just comes out of the bottle that you buy in the supermarket.
That's right. Are you finding that the children are demanding that the schools, the teachers say, hey, listen, we want you to get involved, please?
Yeah. So our big challenge is to do the primary school side right. We need a bit more resource in which to do it, because it doesn't happen by itself. So we're pretty confident in our ability to get into high schools. We've got 7 field officers scattered around the country that work with, at the moment, 75 high schools that have teen ag clubs. We want to get to 120 clubs by next year, into next year, so a quarter of all high schools. And our big push, we've already got a really good concentration of rural high schools around the country. The big push for us to get into the urban areas, because that's where people we're going to need to recruit from to get jobs into our industry.
Now, they are slightly disadvantaged because they don't know how to dig a post hole necessarily, but that's going to be part of the school curriculum, I guess.
Yes, that's right. So there's a lot of work being done around agri-science and agri-business, and supporting around that, you're going to have an understanding of what agriculture is all about, which is digging posts and knowing how seeds work and the dairy industry and the red meat industry. But there's a lot of jobs in our sector that don't rely on wearing a pair of gumboots. In fact, I had a young farmers member come up to me at grand final last week saying, "Do you even own a pair of gumboots?" Which of course I do. But we were lucky with the weather in Taupo, I didn't have to wear them.
That's good.
But yes, the amount of jobs that are coming through in terms of the skill base that we need of people, we want the best and brightest kids coming through and thinking that there is a career option for them in the primary industry. Irrespective if they want to be an engineer or a marketer or a scientist, there's jobs and well paid and really good career options for these people.
So you'll be feeding from the schools into Massey and Lincoln
Absolutely,
University?
absolutely. So we've already got a very close working relationship with Lincoln University, and that's based on our proximity because we're based here in Canterbury. Working closer with Massey, but we need to have more people doing these courses. If we're going to get all these people coming into the industry by 2025 as per the MPI strategy, we actually need more university places for these people to go into.